Point Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on all things Dabbleverse. I'm Carl Hamburg from Who Are These Podcasts, and joining me as always from TSN, the Uncle Rico Show, Shuli Agar's in the house.
Ran away, stepped away with her, yeah. Big fucking nose.
Hi, Carl. Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
I love a parade.
We should make John's fourth album for him. I think we could do that at that point.
It was
Also-
a toss-up. It was a toss-up between that or this.
I don't like bullies, which means I don't like you. You both shut up.
From Who Are These Podcasts and the All Apologies podcast, Trucker Andy is with us.
I never thought I would miss that moron so much. Just hearing these greatest hits, it cracked me. And I have a cover band that we're not in together, Carl. And one of the songs that we cover is Roadhouse Blues, and I can't play it without thinking of John. So
That was
his memory's alive.
Epic performance by John. Also with us from Who Are These Podcasts, it's Jen from the Jingles department.
Hello.
Welcome, Jenny.
Why, thank you.
Today, we'll be talking about our response to Tabor Benedict, John's attorney, Joey C's interview with Adam Busch, Opie's Father's Day, Kevin Brennan getting old, and much, much more. There's a lot to talk about on this week's Point Dabble Point. Thank you all for being here. We have a lot of folks already in attendance early on, and I'll tell you, if you want to participate in the show and if you want to support the show, the best way to do that is to go to supertip.gg/WATP, and that's where you can give us a chat or a tip and a voice tip with the AI voices and be part of the show with us. Of course, we're always accepting super chats and memberships and gifted memberships. If you would be so gracious, 2 bonus episodes every month when you become a member on this YouTube channel for Who Are These Podcasts. So I want to start off by talking about John's return. John was back. I was on WATP on Wednesday, and Cardiff's on, and he goes, "Oh, I knew it. John's live again." And we flipped over, and John was doing something that I believe is against YouTube's terms of service. He was broadcasting a blank screen with no volume and collecting super chats.
Well, I mean, he only did it that one time, right? Once he knew it was against TOS, he stopped doing it, right?
No, he went back on the next night and did it again.
Okay. All right. Well, there goes that "how should I know" excuse that he always does.
Well, this is out of Dabblers Anonymous. Someone screen grabbed what John was in there chatting about. Of course, still threatening to dox people. "I know Cardiff's name, address, and work number, but I'm just not as evil as him." Why did you find out about it then? What work number?
Work number. What's he going to do? Call his boss?
No, he'd call him, I guess.
I would say he's more evil. He's not as evil as Cardiff. He's more evil than Cardiff.
Well, obviously.
He doesn't have that because he would joyfully use it against Cardiff.
He's tried to. He's released Cardiff's information a half dozen times at least. At least a half dozen times he's released this information.
Yeah. You know how many wrong names he's doxed?
Right.
He's like a terrible magician going, "Is this your card? Is this your identity card?"
Yeah, by the time you get to the 30th card, you're like, you should have gotten it by now.
Yeah, he's like those guys that can talk to dead people. You see that one guy like failing in Australia. I forget I think John Edwards. And he's like, "Somebody here with a F in their name in your family?" And the guy's like, "No." Yeah. He's like, "I'm sorry, I meant G. Something with his G." He's like, no. He's just dying up there.
Maybe it's a grandparent. Anyone have a grandparent in the room?
Anybody have a sibling that blinked? Am I close?
Also, John in the chat says, "Super chats only, please."
Well, at least he's not sugarcoating it. You know,
Yeah.
He's telling you what he needs and what you're supposed to do.
Honest John.
I am glad that he's doing that. Well, yesterday was Father's Day, and I noticed that in Dabblers Anonymous, a lot of people were posting their favorite John Father's Day memories.
Oh,
and I thought we could go through some of these, and maybe we'll even think up some additional ones as we talk through this.
Can I guess like a greatest hit?
Yeah, please. What do you think?
Serving your vegetarian child beer can chicken. That's gotta be.
I don't know if she eats beer can chicken or not. I guess we'll find out on Thanksgiving. That's a good one, Andy. That was not on the board.
Oh, okay, good.
We'll give you that one.
Never forget.
Great deep cut right there.
Well,
I get confused between the holidays. One of my favorite memories is Easter, where he landed in LA and went right to the bar instead of home with his luggage, only to find out it was closed. I'm a fan of showing the cards that he got 7 years ago from him, maybe, maybe longer. Still holding up the same ones.
Well, what about when he accepted $300 to provide an old forgotten tweet that featured a picture of his oldest being mocked for being trans? Gave it to the documentary and then bragged about it afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, really bragged about what a shrewd businessman he is and how he got an extra $300 out of him.
Yes, he was very proud of himself for that. I don't think he realized what he actually did. Remember when he wouldn't say I love you back to his son when he had to take his son back home to his house because his son didn't want to sleep in dad's really gross, disgusting apartment?
Yeah.
And then John was resentful of
recall.
I can't sleep covered in cat litter. Can you please change the bed sheets?
Oh, he's lucky if it's litter. It's just shit.
that. It's probably
Well,
shit.
that entire apartment became a litter box. So it's like you're sleeping in a litter box. And the kid's like, yeah, I'd rather not. You know what? I don't love you.
It's the right response to that.
Like, what a dick.
This is one that someone posted, and I don't know. I don't remember this, I don't think. When he found out that Susanna was having a girl, their first kid, he admitted to giving her the silent treatment for 2 weeks.
What?
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
It sounds like something John would do.
God, she's so lucky. 2 weeks of silence.
There's the same warning signs with him as we had with the 9/11 hijackers, where they were like, later on, people were like, it didn't seem weird to you that they just wanted to learn how to take off and not land,
Yeah.
5 one-way tickets.
Yeah, it's the same with him. It's like, he didn't talk to you for 2 weeks because you were having a girl, as if you have any control of that whatsoever.
No, it was Susanna's fault. We can all agree on that.
You're doing it just to spite me.
Here's another one that I don't remember this story, but you guys tell me. Someone wrote that for Christmas, he gave his kids empty boxes and told them their gifts were late because of the post office. But in reality, he just ordered the gifts too late. They didn't come in time.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Does anyone remember that one? Is that a made up thing? Because it sounds like somebody would do.
It's like kiting a check, but you're just kiting a holiday. Like, oh, you can't. It's cheaper to have Christmas after the next year starts.
Sorry, kids, there will be no keychains this Christmas. FedEx fucked it up.
Unbelievable.
How about this one? This is a fun one. When his kid first transitioned, he went on the Artie Lang show and made so many jokes about it that he had to beg Dan Filato to not post the episode. And it's still somewhere hiding on a hard drive to this day.
I do recall that one.
That one, that's one I came up with. That's the one I remembered.
I was going to say, is that a
Fondly.
hard drive in your house? Yeah.
I wish. I pleaded with Dan for that. It's more valuable than Bitcoin at this point. If someone had that episode, you could start your own podcast network just with that episode.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be amazing. How about this one? Do you guys remember when John left his 9-year-old son home alone and didn't tell him he was leaving because he wanted to go out and get drinks with his friends? And Susanna found out about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was in the court documents.
Wasn't
Wasn't
that
it like a Leno thing or something? He
Yeah, it was
went
a
back
Leno.
to Leno
Yeah.
gathering.
I think it's
Yeah,
a
his
Casey
buddies.
Anthony thing.
He what?
I think it's a Casey Anthony thing. Your kid go
insane.
party.
Yeah, she did that. You're right.
Marshall sent this into me. If you guys think of any other highlights of John's Father's Day, let me know. He was such a great influence on those kids and a role model. Really.
Sure.
He doesn't use that word enough, but I'll do it for him. The real role model that John Melendez. Marshall
Somebody's-
sent this in. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Julie.
No, well, I was going to say, somebody said he put Susanna on a treadmill as soon as his daughter was born. He also made her walk the dogs at 11 p.m. in a bad neighborhood. Yeah. And he used to talk openly about getting her a personal trainer to get her to lose the fat and all this stuff. Yeah.
Father of the Year. What an amazing
What a
guy.
partner.
This is fun. This is an old Opie and Anthony clip. They had Nick DiPaolo on. And the topic of Stuttering John comes up. Marshall sent this in to me. It's a short one, but it's kind of funny to hear Nick DiPaolo. And this is going back to when John was on The Tonight Show,
Okay.
when he was the announcer. This is going back years.
John did all right.
Say that, well, that's true.
He can speak now. That's weird.
Yeah, that is
And an
weird.
English accent. He did like a British accent.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah, we played a clip yesterday, and he sounds like he goes, "Let's start tonight, Joe." I swear to God.
Hip hip cheerio.
I swear to God. You fucking hanging out with Madonna?
So,
Sean Moore?
yeah, Nick DiPaolo was picking up on that because John was hanging out at the British pub
Wow.
when he moved over to California. That was his spot, obviously, at Pickwick's, and there was Scotland Yard or whatever. And so John just started speaking in a British accent, and apparently it translated to his job, where even Nick DiPaolo's picking up on it. It's like, what is this guy doing? I've toured with this guy. He doesn't talk like this.
What a talent.
Yeah.
Well, makes sense. The alcohol ends up affecting his job. So should the accent. You know what I mean? They go hand in hand.
I want to. We're going to go through the response that Julie and I sent over to Taber Benedict, John's attorney, who sent the $600,000 demand letter to us that we reviewed on this very program.
Yep.
So maybe that will continue on and be a saga. Maybe this will be the end of it. We will find out. But first, I want to thank people who are going to supertip.gg/WATP to support this very program and also participate in it like Whatnot Chaser.
With the 600K, I'm going to build Knight, the most magnificent cock the world has ever seen. And I've seen them all. I've seen cocks all over the world. Some would call me a prick looking expert.
All right.
That is what he's known for sure. This is Sugary Coyote, $5. Happy belated Slobbers Day, WATP. Thank you. Happy Slobbers Day to you, my friend. Vincent Prance, $5. Frog called me Vince and then he blocked me. Now I can't give TSN $40 a month. WATP will get its skull TSN number for 24 months.
Somehow we'll survive. Thank you, Vincent. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, he said Frog called me Vince. Isn't that his name?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But you will not be blocked here, Vincent. I know you're not VTL because you gave more than $2. Rob Soul, $5. Shuli, what was the main cause of TSN demise? Bob leaving, John leaving, or Iso Kumio work?
I mean, I think we're still in the demise. We're
Yeah.
not fully demised
Wait till we
yet.
get there, right?
Yeah, let's finish everything up, and then we'll have a whole recap, and we'll go over it all.
Jay Phoenix, $5. Showing up to his son's graduation with a ticket he got from a friend after being explicitly told that he's not welcomed there. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one caused a lot of problems
Yes.
because Cardiff was going to ruin the graduation if John had shown up. Still don't know how that works.
Ruined or make better.
I can tell you, his kid made one call and one request for someone not to show up to his graduation, and it wasn't the potato.
Yes.
It was specific. John had to crash the graduation with another family.
Yep.
Like crazy. And still took a picture and posted it on Twitter,
Yep.
which is exactly what the kid did not want.
Did not want. It's pretty incredible how bad John is at everything he does.
Yeah.
Speaking of being bad at everything, he's even bad at being just a Yankees fan. He can't just fucking be a Yankees fan and be cool. He's tweeting at Aaron Boone.
What?
Look at this. Hey, Aaron Boone, when are you going to wake the fuck up and start benching these guys for bonehead plays? I'll wait. He's tagging the Yes Network and Michael K. What is he doing? David Cohn's tagged in this. Does John really think that these people are going to respond or see that or give a shit?
Well, what's crazy is this is nowhere near the dumbest tweet he's put out this week.
That is true.
I was gonna,
His endorsement of Gavin Newsom for president was, I mean, that's all you need to know to know who John is.
Yeah,
That's
things
how
aren't going great in that state right now.
No.
But he spelled it Gavin Newsom with an N.
Yeah. And if he's so fucking great, why aren't you there, stupid? Why'd you run away to Florida?
Well, that's because he does. When in Florida, you don't have to repay loans to spouses.
Right.
So that's why he moved all of his assets to.
It sucks that Jenny followed you to Florida, but whatever. I get his plan.
Oh, I thought this was some of John's tweets that Andy sent me, but unfortunately, I grabbed the wrong thing. Well, let's talk about this promotion though of his comedy show. It's tomorrow night. Come down, offthehookcomedy.com.
They love that. They love that. They want the promo short and sweet.
You don't mention the city that it's in. Don't give any other details. Don't say the date. Don't say anything. Just put a link in there and put "come down!" exclamation point. It's pretty good. Pretty good promotion right there.
They're getting their money's worth. That's for sure.
You know,
I'm a man of few words.
I was in marketing, and even I'm like, this is good.
If the guy puts in this much effort to promote his show, how much effort do you think he's putting in the show?
Well, that's the thing that I want to know, because somebody in the Dabblers Anonymous is claiming that they're giving away 50 free tickets to this show.
50 seems like a pretty big number.
Penguin's ex-Army vet says that on... well, it is odd, though, that he's doing a one-off show on a Tuesday.
I mean, look, every club throws some free stuff out to their regulars. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, that's not a John thing necessarily.
Sure.
He hasn't been on doing stand-up for many, many years, and whatever. Like, it's tomorrow. He's doing a Tuesday night.
I know. That's what's crazy about it.
Right. So maybe 50 is, I don't know. That seems like a lot to me, though.
It's cheaper to just be closed. Like, you don't have to pay the staff and turn on the heat and the lights or the air conditioner or whatever. This show is gonna cost you money.
But my thing is, like, they could comp 50. They could give 50 tickets. I don't know that they would put it out in a tweet or like. Promote.
Yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere. Right. They send emails to their email list or something like that.
Exactly.
And that happens.
Yeah, that's how most of the clubs do it.
Well, Andy, to your point, it's cheaper to be closed. So you can get a VIP suite for 5 people. It's $260. So you want to get 4 of your buddies together to go see Stuttering John. And you're paying over $50 each to do that. But listen to this. If you've purchased a VIP suite of 5, a $200 minimum at the table is required amongst your party. So you got to eat their shitty chili or whatever their nachos are made out of. It's a comedy club. That's pretty expensive bill for a comedy show amongst 5 people. I'm typically just going to go and have a couple drinks and watch the show. I'm not.
Well, right. What happened to 2 drink minimum? That's just
this seems like
standard.
a lot more.
Well, hold on. I have a question because, I've done shows there in the past, many years ago. Are there nudes like waitresses now, or like what?
You're right. What is the attraction here?
Is it a strip club? Is it fully nude? What's going on?
You have to get bottle service to fucking not laugh.
To write F the Jews. Yeah. Oh, that's a different place. That's right. I love this poster right here.
Is he supposed to have Howard on that poster? I thought he wasn't supposed to have Howard.
I guarantee Howard would not be appreciative of this, especially because, correct me if I'm wrong, Shuli, this Howard logo started in the Serious days, right?
Oh, yeah. That was very early on at the beginning.
So this is after John was no longer on the show. This logo right here.
He has nothing to do with that version of the Stern Show.
But the fact that he puts on here Private Parts and Dude, Where's My Car? 2 movies that he had very tiny cameos in. Well, if you're like, oh, I remember him in Dude, Where's My Car? He's great in that.
I hate to defend John in any way, but I will say that I think the venue is the one that puts this stuff together for online. Maybe he gave them his list of credits, but he's not, he's not capable of putting anything like that together. And I don't even know that he has somebody that's still doing that stuff for him. So I imagine the venue is throwing that on there to like, hey, any one of these catch your eye, get a ticket. It'll help.
Right.
That's a good point because he could barely write "come down" and attach a link to a X post. He's not designing a poster.
We used to get in trouble because we would tell, like when we do the Killers of Comedy or the Block Party, we'd be like, "Don't tag the Stern Show account. Don't put Howard's picture on it." Like, and they would always do it. They would always do it. So.
Yeah, I've told this before, but I'll never forget the poster I saw for Richard and Sale was Stars of Satellite Radio.
Yep.
What? You
Yeah.
mean Richard and Sale from the Howard Stern Show? No, it's
And that didn't help, by the way. That did not help. No.
No one was impressed by that. John put out a Cameo. I haven't even watched this yet.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, there's a new
This
Cameo.
is good. I have some backstory for you.
Okay,
on
yeah,
this
give it to
Cameo.
us. Do you want to watch it first, or do you want to tell us?
Play it, and I'll grab the message here.
Okay.
Why, hello, Lucas Cali. This is the world famous Stuttering John Melendez. Yay, 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 yay. Anyway.
I didn't know he was still doing Cameo, and he's still in the car. He's still doing this from the car. Huh. What is that about?
That I've always said that's the weirdest thing to me is that all of these take place in the car.
I'll tell you, people don't know this, but I own a home near John's house.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And I want to be out of that car immediately. I don't want to spend any time in the car if I'm not going anywhere. If it's not moving, why am I sitting in a car?
You shouldn't be.
I want to spend that time in a pool.
Well, he doesn't have a pool.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Right, yeah. He's sitting in his air-conditioned car.
Well, we have a theory that when he
can't air condition his house because they probably throttle it, right?
Well, it's mom controlled from what I heard.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
But, he also, like, there's a theory that, this is my theory, that as soon as he gets the notification that he gets a Cameo, he pulls over off to the side of the road wherever he's at and records it immediately so he can put the money into his account.
That's a good theory because everyone who sent me the cameos that he's recorded have told me he turned it around in minutes.
Oh, well.
So that is a good theory. He needs this money. He goes, oh, $50. All right, let's go.
He's a man on the street.
I hate this hat, by the way.
It sucks.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a Giants hat.
He looks like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah.
The wish was to lose your family.
Granted.
Why, hello, Lucas Cali. This is the world famous Stuttering John Melendez. Yay, 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 yay.
Is that a new thing? Is that his new catchphrase?
What is it?
I don't know. I'm not, sure
I'm not married to it. I'm just trying it out.
Just spitballing on Cameo.
Anyway, thank you. According to your dad, you were a big fan of the Howard Stern Show and my awesome work there. Happy Father's Day to your dad. And I see you want to get into radio. Why? There's no money in radio anymore. But, hey, I guess you can make a few bucks. So just believe in yourself, work hard. Never.
All right. So what is the advice here? Don't go into radio or believe in yourself and make a few bucks.
Can I just read to you what the person sent me? They go,
yes.
They go, he looks beat up. Also sounds like his brain hasn't been turned on for a couple days. Then he writes, he says absolutely nothing. He had 4 days with the request. 4 days.
Oh, shit. Okay.
4 of those days were most likely spent researching if I'm a TSN/Rico fan.
Yeah.
He says it's on his page, and he wrote on the review, the comment, the person wrote, I'm not sure what happened between my request and this video, but I think Cameo deleted all the notes I provided for him.
Yeah, because this really, he just got nothing here. It's only got another 20 seconds to go.
It's just babble.
Well, that's the thing. You never said, I see this is from your dad. He sent it from his iPhone at 10:57 a.m.
Right, yeah.
He never says anything except what they ask him to say.
Believe in yourself, work hard. Never take no for an answer and develop a stutter.
It's fucking sex pest. Always telling people never take no for an answer.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Yes. There are times when you need to take no for an answer, John.
Yes.
When you're shitting up the sheets.
Oh.
All right, you have a great weekend. And good luck with everything. And take care, Dad. Take care, Lucas Cali. This is Stuttering John saying, Kiki, yeah!
Develop a stutter, he says.
Yeah, good stuff.
Find a good racket.
What's he charging these days? Is it still $50 for this?
Hold on. Let me go
Yeah,
back
take a look.
we had the same question. So the person paid $56 for this. It was a Father's Day discount for a new account.
Oh, okay. So it's normally more than that. 56.
Most
So
likely.
was it 80
But
and
around the holidays, they always do this on Cameo. Well, they'll email you as a whatever client, and they'll be like, "Hey, we're making this special, so promote it so people buy more Cameos from you."
Okay. Are you on Cameo, Shuli? How do you know all this?
I used to be, yeah.
You were, okay.
Yeah.
How did it work for you? How'd you do it with it?
I wish I did it in my car every time. It was humiliating. I just felt like such a douchebag doing that. I hated it. I get the concept. It's like a digital autograph, right? But
yeah,
it's also like, dance, monkey dance. And I was just like, I'm putting on wigs. I'm doing tan bob and jazz. I'm just like, what am I doing? This is so dumb.
I got a Cameo for Jen for her birthday. It was Dr. Steve.
I loved it.
And Dr. Steve is a friend of mine, so it was a giant waste of time. And I'm like, no, I'm doing this through Cameo. We're doing this the right way, Steve. We're going to support you on this.
When we were in Vegas, Dr. Steve spent the morning running around the closed carousel bar doing cameos for people. It was
he was?
Well,
yeah, pretty entertaining to watch, actually.
That's funny.
I just want to mention this regarding Cameo. When you get the email, when you get the request, right, and you go and record your video, while you're recording your video like a teleprompter, it's right there. Everything is right there telling you what they've requested, who's in the email. So for him to sit on this,
so they make it dummy proof.
They make it.
You don't have to write down notes or anything.
It's why Andy Dick still has a cameo. You know what I mean? Like, it can be done unless you're John.
Yep, that's the key. But I'm glad he's still on there. I'm glad he's still pulling down some money. He's got the comedy gigs. He's doing Cameo. He's riding around on his boat all over the place.
It's not his boat.
Oh, it's not? Anyway, John's doing very well. We're very happy for him. We're going to get into our demand letter reply. I have that we're going to go through in just a moment. Please stop going to supertip.gg/WATP. I don't know why I said that because it's slowing us down. Now we have to stop the show, come to a screeching halt so that we can go over there and address the people who are supporting the show and participating in it like he's the protagonist coming in.
Happy Father's Day to Aaron. Anyways.
Yes, happy Father's Day to Aaron.
You shouldn't read them in protest. Don't play them.
I know. It angers me so much that these people come in here and mess with our show like this, like Anonymous with $5. Do you guys think it's legally advisable to engage in condescending and antagonistic correspondence with the attorney about to sue you? Advisable? No. Most certainly not. There's no attorney in the world to be like, oh, you should probably antagonize the guys quite a bit. But that's what we do. It's what we do. Rita Vito looks more grown up in a hat, says Mark Davis. That's funny. Anonymous coming in again.
That was a giant pair of boobs.
You talking about Jenny Jingles jugs? I think that Slow Life was talking about your jugs there.
Why did you sound like Opie?
I know, they got to fix my voice. It's transformed over the years.
Hey, his voices are falling apart and people are going on vacation after vacation, huh? Seems like a good racket over there.
It's getting weird. Vincent Prance, another $2. Is it a TSN disease? They don't want tier 2 meh.
Okay.
They don't want tier 2 meme?
Memberships?
Memberships.
Ah, I see. Of course they want tier 2 memberships. Get over there. Get a membership.
Nobody's buying them, man. Nobody's buying it anymore. They all left. It's over.
Rob Soul. SJ films his car because he lives at Kate's house. Makes sense. Could you imagine if that was the reveal? If those two are a couple. That he had to get off the internet.
That would be a reveal.
Yeah, because he's just been dating Kate Meany.
You know what's crazy? I'd probably I'd see it and I'd go, it adds up. You know, it's
none of us
shocking.
None of us, we wouldn't have an emergency episode over it or anything. We just go, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mike led for $2. In all honesty, Carl's wife is really cute.
Why, thank you.
You're slowing down the show with that kind of nonsense?
It's just not nonsense.
It's just going to go to her head. we don't need that around here.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Trey Peacock fan. It was a compliment. You should know
No woman with jugs like that wants to be called cute, by the way. All right? Think of a better.
I think she's okay with it.
I'll take any nice
piece
thing.
of
That's
ass.
fine.
POA.
I'll take that
There you
too.
go.
That's what they want.
Sorry I couldn't make it today, guys. I had to see a friend about something.
Hey, Adam, pass me that snow cap.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into that in a little bit. The Joey C with Adam Busch interview that I haven't watched yet. I had correspondent Jen from the Jingles department do my dirty work for me.
Oh, boy.
But
I watched a little bit of this. You really punished Jen with this one. And side question, are we going to do an intervention for Adam at some point?
Yeah, I know, man. I've tried to talk sense into him. He's on Chrissy Mayer's show today, so that's good.
This guy doesn't work anymore?
And obviously not.
All right.
Just doing shows, just doing Dabbleverse shows nonstop. No, I caught just a tiny bit of the Joey C thing, and it seemed like, and you could tell me if I'm wrong or not, it seemed like ChatGPT wrote all of his questions for him.
Well, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's got a producer, Uncle Bob, I think is his name.
Yeah.
And Uncle Bob is just ChatGPT.
Yes.
ChatGPT tells Joey every show format to create for his network, what time to do it, what day.
It will all be revealed.
Okay.
He's going to fall in love with it like in that movie, Her.
Yeah. I'm worried about him.
I can count on my 7-fingered hand how many times.
Well, the one thing that AI can't do is be creative. That's why you still need artists. You still need people in the world for their creativity. And Joey goes, hey, can you come up with some ideas for my show format and what I should call it and how to do it? It's just like, don't ask ChatGPT that. It's not going to come up with good ideas.
He's just going to have it do the show for him at some point.
All right. Well, I know that someone's very concerned about us going through this letter, but I think it's important that we do. I think we talk about, because look, Shuey and I both got a demand letter for $600,000. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's no joke, folks. This may be a fun ha-ha show and channel, but this is no joke.
Yeah, $600,000 would be a problem.
It would.
Be rough. So we had to respond to Tabber B. Benedict. And, one of the things that we did, because he put his address as Suite 3008, we changed that to apartment because Frog looked that up, and that was just an apartment. In Manhattan. Yeah. So
not so
there's
sweet.
that. All right. So, Mr. Benedict, we are writing to deny the claim for damages you have presented on behalf of your client, John Melendez, and to educate you and your client on the current state of New York law and the wholly lawful actions of our networks. Your contention was that the actions of the Shuley Network and Who Are These Podcasts created a legal cause of action under New York Civil Rights Law, Section 50 and 51, are wholly without merit. The use of Stuttering John's materials by our networks falls within exceptions to Sections 50 and 51, thereby precluding the cause of action you were so quick to threaten in your May 30th correspondence. You may not be aware of this, but the New York Court of Appeals has repeatedly stated that the statutes you cited are to be narrowly construed and strictly limited to non-consensual commercial appropriation of the name, portrait, or picture of a living person. And then there's some case law that's cited there. The same court has made it clear that these sections do not apply to reports of newsworthy events or matters of public interest, with other court cases being cited. Now, Tabber, you may be asking yourself, why don't newsworthy events give rise of a cause of action under Sections 50 and 51 that will allow Stuttering John and I to make money? Well, that is because a newsworthy item is not deemed produced for the purposes of advertising or trade, and such principles reflect constitutional values in the area of free speech, with another case being cited. It is also critically important for you and your client to note that video footage falls within the aforementioned public interest exception. Now, you see there's a little number 1 after client, your client.
Yes.
That's a little footnote.
Yeah.
Let's scroll down and see what the footnote says. It says,
Okay.
by the way, did you know for decades your client has falsely claimed to be a member of Mensa International?
Oh my God.
That's just a fun fact for Tabber to find out about this guy.
Get to know him a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe you
right.
don't know that about
he
him.
probably doesn't know a lot about
Sure.
John. A bunch of cases are listed here to prove that this is an exception to sections 50 and 51. The term newsworthiness is to be broadly construed. Newsworthiness includes not only descriptions of actual events, with another case being, or a couple of different cases being shown here, but also articles concerning political happenings, social trends, or any subject of public interest. But does it include reporting on the activities of inebriated stuttering has-beens? Read on. This is a legal document, guys, so I don't know. Maybe some of this stuff is legalese. You should keep in mind that even if a publication may have used a person's name or likeness solely or primarily to increase the circulation of a newsworthy article and thus to increase profits, it does not mean that the name or likeness has been used for trade purposes within the meaning of the statute. You don't believe us? Look it up. This may shock you, but most publications and media outlets seek to increase their circulation and also their profits. And then there's another footnote here. Let's see what that footnote is. It says, that's something a mergers and acquisitions guy can get behind, right? Because let's not forget that Tabber's only experience in law is with mergers and acquisitions.
We Googled cuntiest lawyer possible, and this is the guy we got.
Yes. A Dick GPT is what we use for this. Because of that, you need to keep in mind that whether an item is newsworthy depends solely on the content of the article, not the publisher's motive to increase circulation, more references. Okay, it's going to get fun. Applying these principles, New York courts have held that a wide variety of articles on matters of public interest, including those not readily recognized as hard news, are newsworthy. And there's a number of examples of that. Consistent with the statutory and constitutional value of an uninhibited discussion of newsworthy topics, New York courts have time and again held that where a plaintiff's picture, commentary, or video is used to illustrate an article or broadcast on a matter of public interest, there could be no liability under sections 50 and 51 unless the material has no real relationship to the article or the article is an advertisement in disguise. Okay, let me explain this. This is really the crux of the matter here.
Right.
Because right to publicity is all about, because the case that they cited was that Carmen Electra case, where they have a billboard of Carmen Electra for a strip club.
Yeah.
Yep.
Advertising, like, hey, Carmen Electra's there. And then you get there and it's actually not Carmen Electra, which is probably a good thing at this point anyway. You're like, actually, no, I don't want to see a 52-year-old Carmen Electra. This is fine. But the point is that if you're writing an article, you're putting out a news piece, or let's say it's satirical. Let's say you're The Onion and your article is about Trump doing something boneheaded that week. And the photo there is Trump. No one is expecting that Trump wrote the article. It's okay to have images associated with the content that add to that content. And right to publicity is all about, like, if we advertised the Stuttering John was going to be on our live stream performing, and we were just like, hey, come see Stuttering John and get it behind the paywall here. It's John's new stand-up act or something like that. As if we weren't using John for comedic purposes. And of course, Dabble House, DabbleCon, we're going to advertise that.
Everything we've advertised involving John, we've come through on. Right? We said, come to the Dabbies, come to DabbleCon. You'll watch an awards show dedicated to John. Pick up Dabble House. You'll hear conversations. And we've followed through on everything.
That is true. That is true. So there's been no false advertising. Nothing that would be anything under those sections 50 and 51 of New York civil law.
I would say with the promotion we've given him and the income he made last year, he owes us some money.
Oh,
at least a thank you.
You can definitely look at John doing his political show and his once a week beer on the balconies and how much interest he had then. And then John focusing on us in the Dabbleverse and how much interest he had then. And it shoots way up.
Yeah.
At least twice as many people paying attention and giving him money.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the damages that he thinks they actually are.
Yeah, it's said in the demand letter that there are no damages, pretty much. Just like, yeah, we're just pissed.
We just want some money.
How about some of that internet money, guy?
There's brain damages.
Wow.
Newsworthiness can even found to exist in cases where a plaintiff's photograph, when juxtaposed with an article, could reasonably have been viewed as falsifying or fictionalizing plaintiff's relation to the article. To quote the late, great Mel Allen, how about that? At this point, you are probably thinking, this is what Tabber is thinking. These guys have thrown a lot of cases and information at me, a lot more than I put in the hastily and haphazardly composed correspondence I sent to them demanding payment for more than $500,000. Nothing they wrote applies to any of my horrific wrongs they have done to my client. They have been making fun of my client for years and in doing so violated New York law again and again. What they do isn't newsworthy. That's what Tabber's thinking. So we hate to tell you this, Tabber, but there's more, and you're not going to like it. Even though it's straightforward, we're pretty sure a client won't understand it. I hope this was read. I hope this was read to John. When you were drafting your letter, you failed to acknowledge that there is a clear and judicially recognized comedic component to laws that exempt newsworthy materials from New York Civil Rights Law sections 50 and 51. And interestingly enough, this comedic component was formally recognized in the previously cited Walter versus NBC, a case which deals with acts committed by The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. We assume you are familiar with this program, given your relationship to the show's former announcer, Stuttering John Melendez.
Fuck.
Under that case, a performance involving comedy and satire may fall within the ambit of the newsworthiness exception, even if the performance is not related to a legitimate news broadcast or event. There's some more cases being cited. Based upon all of that, it sure looks like comedy and parody are protected under the laws you claimed we violated. Because if you guys remember, there's the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution about freedom of speech.
Oh, yeah. Kind
of trumps New York law a lot of times. So it's difficult to shut that down.
Maybe Tabber wasn't aware of that.
Okay. This is where it gets a little snarky. I think our
our
chat GPT bot started to get a little crazy here. Tabber, let us make the following patently clear to you and Stuttering John. We are comedians, broadcasters, and entertainers. What we do is parody, commentary, and satire. Our actions are protected under both U.S. and New York law. Your client does not have any viable cause of action against us. The foregoing should serve to educate both of you on the particulars of the New York publicity laws you threatened us with and preclude you from proceeding with a frivolous cause of action. Should you and your fool of a client remain intent upon suing either of us or our networks, we will vigorously defend any such action and pursue any and all viable counterclaims and remedies. Now that you know about Walter versus NBC and all of those other cases cited in this correspondence, it is our humble opinion that continued pursuit of the claims referenced in your May 30th, 2025 correspondence may allow us to pursue causes of action against both you and your client pursuant to New York's anti-SLAPP law. And there's another footnote here. He says he actually cites the section of the law that is the anti-SLAPP law.
Boy, I like that it says Shuli, not Shalom Igor.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. You should know about those laws. They are designed to deter frivolous lawsuits aimed at silencing public discourse. You and your failure of a client may wish to read carefully. Wouldn't it be funny if Stuttering John sued us under a New York civil rights law and we ended up getting money from him under another New York civil rights law? So yeah, the anti-SLAPP legislation is very important because it stops people from just filing frivolous lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because if you can afford it, John can't, but if you can afford it, if you find a dumb enough attorney like Michael Popok to do it for you, then you can just do this all day and just fuck with people.
And waste the court's time.
Mm-hmm.
Judges love that.
Oh yeah. So, it'd be kind of fun if John had to pay for our attorneys. I don't know. There'd be a lot of cameos.
Oh, God. If he had to pay for this cunty guy, that'd be awesome.
Oh, and in closing, this communication is strictly confidential and made for the purposes of settlement negotiations, making a poorly threatened lawsuit go away, and education of a deluded, washed-up radio stunt boy / failed husband and father and his attorney who has one hell of a backstory. Nothing herein shall constitute a waiver of any rights or remedies. Somebody we know who is really smart sent us a letter with that fancy language, so we thought we'd throw it in for good measure. We do not expect to hear from you ever again. Tabber, unless you want to come on our podcast and dish the dirt on John once you withdraw from this meritless case or he fires you. Get ready for him to do a podcast addressing how he was screwed over by Tabber Benedict. Wait for it. It's coming. You'll get more press. Maybe you can threaten him with a lawsuit when that happens. Sent him with dignity. It's Carl and Shuley, because he wrote Shalom Agar, the letter to us. So just letting him know what your name is. It's not Shitwayer. It's not Shalom. It's none of these things. So there you have it.
I'll respond if you call me by any of those, but it's not my name. Yeah.
No, I've heard you respond to way worse than that.
Yes.
For sure. So there you have it. That's the response. The ball's in their court. What do you think's going to happen, Shuley? What's next?
Well, he did send that reply. You remember?
Yes.
And all he's asking is if we have legal counsel.
Right.
Which is like, did you not read what we just sent you? Like, this was what you started.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't bother you with this. You are coming after us and $600,000. So you gave us a deadline. We're giving you this letter, which is a very nice way to say, fuck right off. And now you're like, do you have legal counsel? We're past that. You're supposed to sue us.
Right. Yes. What, are you going to start negotiating with our attorneys?
Yeah, don't worry about who the fuck just know they got a yarmulke spot up here. All right.
Right.
Just know that.
We're good. We got it. We got it covered. There are over 1,500 people here watching us. Thank you very much for supporting this show. Point Dabble Point. How long have we been doing the show, Shuley? Is it 2 years old now?
I mean, too long, I think, but
seriously,
yeah, it's been two years for sure.
It's crazy. They said it wouldn't last. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. Turbo 7049 at supertip.gg/WATP.
I stand with the Israeli homeland. Hashtag it should have been Huntsville.
If only they knew about the targets there.
Yo, my knickers. I may use ChatGPT for content. Shuley just copies what Carl and other podcasts do first.
Yeah, it's working better. Do that.
It hurts more in Joey C's voice for some reason.
I'm dead because I don't wipe the poop off my whining.
My whiner.
We will miss her. I actually have a new drop. No, I just grabbed from our most recent episode that we reviewed them.
No shit.
Oh, she's the best.
I just miss her.
She's the best. The human soundboard. Anonymous coming in.
I'm still dead. Fuck you, Shuley.
Fuck you.
I told Lisa to say that I can talk to the dead, or is she really gone?
I faked my death. I live with Andy now. Helga smelled like cheese and whiskey.
She's in my basement.
Vincent Prance, $5. James Q Dabbler, James Q Legend, and now Vincent Prance, because Frog call me Vince and block me. Watched your stuff since your mom's house. Super chat tier 2, sub and like. Thanks, bro. Wow, this is very upset with you about this, Shuley. You guys might want to make up with him.
It doesn't sound anything like the Vince we know. So, sorry for calling you Vince, Vincent.
Happy Valley Wrecking Crew, $5. What if a strip club used a picture of SJ to drum up business? Not a smart marketing move.
No.
For sure. Dunder Mifflin Tuna says, that's a really long and meandering way to say go piss up a rope. Yes, correct. We thought that'd be more fun to make it seem a little more official, even though it wasn't all that much.
Yeah, if we're going to waste everyone's time, we might as well waste time.
Right, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we can play this game too, All
right, I want to jump over to what you discovered, Jen, with Joey C and Adam Busch. Now it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah, I didn't get through all of it.
No one's ever gotten through all of it. No one ever will. But what were the highlights? What do you want to hit first? You sent me over some clips.
I did.
Probably wants to hit you for making her watch this shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you something. It wasn't as uninteresting as you would think.
Okay. Well, you love Adam.
I do.
You're a big Adam.
I'm an Adam fan.
So there's that.
I also really like Joey C.
Yeah,
he's a very
great.
nice guy. I like Joey. But if you want to start with the introduction, this is how he started the show.
Okay.
How are you?
Better and better, Joey. How you doing? I'm doing outstanding. Thank you for being here. I really mean that a lot. How's everything going, man? I got an impression from just a couple of things we talked about that, and I'm glad you said that. I want to make a connection with you too. I think it's important when two people connect and the flow goes easier. But I'm under the impression you like to know a lot of things about me, so I thought we would do a style of a two-way interview. You know, I'm an open book. I'll answer all your questions to the fullest with no holds bar. And I put together a nice little package of questions for you as well. And if that's okay with you, that's what I would like to do.
I thought it was...
Joey starts up by saying, you're going to interview me, right?
Yeah.
What?
I thought that was
prepared to interview you. You asked me to come on your show.
It's a little avant-garde, but sure, why not?
That's weird.
Well, I think Joey misunderstood because his whole plan was to do a whole "This Is Your Life" with Adam when he comes on, and I was like, Joey, it should be more of a back and forth. Like Adam wants to learn about you just as much as you want to learn about Adam. So don't paint yourself into a corner with doing this style of interview.
Yeah, it could be a discussion, right?
Yeah,
but it's weird to say like you could ask me questions about me.
Yeah,
it's like okay,
which you said many times.
It's interesting to take that tack though, as opposed to like a Rob Lowe who just makes the interview about him anyway.
Right.
Right at the top, be like, "Oh, you're gonna make this about me." So don't be very putting it on Front Street for Adam is
right.
Yeah, maybe
Well, I didn't
better style of interview.
I didn't clip a lot of this part of it, but I know more about Joey C now than anybody in the world.
Do you know more about Adam?
I know less about Adam.
Okay.
I didn't really find out anything about Adam, but I know a lot about Joey C now. And it's interesting, but it's also a weird show format. Like you don't really need a whatever. So my number 2 is just an example of one of the questions that Joey asks.
Okay.
Adam. Well, Adam, my first question to you is going to be this, and just let me get it up here, please. I got a teleprompter, by the way. I don't know if you ever. I know you've worked with him in acting, but I got a teleprompter. It's something new I'm trying, and you played everything from villains to best friends. What role was the most? What was the role that was the most you underneath it all?
What?
I'm telling you, that is Chat GPT. It's always too wordy. It's always like too much, trying to sound intelligent.
Well, we're going to get to that, but I'm going to skip the next one. But my number 4 is just another example of a question.
Okay.
And Adam's finally like trying to give him some really good advice.
Okay. That's
number 4.
I like that he goes, I have a teleprompter. I'm sure you're used to that being on television.
No.
He wasn't a news anchor.
Look at us both in showbiz together.
But Adam wasn't a news anchor. Like, why would he have a teleprompter? Do they have teleprompters on the show? I don't know.
I couldn't memorize my lines either, Adam.
Teleprompters are supposed to make your job easier, not harder.
Right.
What is the most you ever not covered?
Adam, I got another question for you. When you became a character like Warren, what part of yourself do you bring into the role, and what part do you have to leave behind?
Look at Adam's face right here, like, what? You're asking me about how I got into character Warren and Buffy? All right, let's
Adam,
see.
if you were a tree, who would you let climb you? Go ahead.
Follow-up question. What's my favorite color?
Is that a question that you want to know the answer to?
It's a question that someone asked me to ask you, a friend of mine.
A friend of yours?
Yes.
Can you say it one more time?
Yes. When you became a character like Warren, what part of yourself do you bring into a role, and what part do you have to leave behind?
I bring, I guess, all of myself. I don't leave anything behind, but I adapt to the fictitious circumstances.
That's nice of Adam.
It is. He's very respectful.
That is a great question, though. Do you care about this answer? Like, why would anyone care about that answer? It just seems like filling time.
So I didn't know it yet, but I believe that Uncle Bob is
his friend who wants to know
this
this
producer
stuff?
who's writing his questions.
Yeah.
I thought it was his friend George Philip Tanner, aka GPT.
Yes.
And my number 5, Adam just gives him some really good advice about how to run a show.
Oh, okay, good. He must be probably watching me a lot. That's why Adam knows.
Probably.
And I think that you're a hell of a actor. I know your love for music, and I would like to talk about that. But like I said, I was advised to just let you take the seat, let you interview me. That's what I was told.
Who are you getting this advice from?
Yes, great question. He's like, I'm fascinated by you. I have so many questions, but people told me just let you take over and ask me stuff.
Again, I explained to him it's a dance. Like
Right.
don't just slam questions down this guy's throat. He's gonna want to know about you. I was advised not to ask you anything.
I can't tell you my sources.
Okay. Well, I think of it like this. If it would interest you, we should talk about it. If it feels like it's what you're supposed to say or it's an obligation or, these are how these are supposed to go, don't worry about it. If it's something you would want to watch, your fans will.
Okay. Well, I did put... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, create something that you would want to see. Do you watch Inside the Actor Studio?
I do. And
oh, bullshit.
I didn't believe that.
Let me ask my GPT what I want to see. I'll be right back.
Right.
And then Joey does ask him another question, my number 6. It's one of those generic questions that you should never ask somebody.
Okay.
that's something I want to get. I want to know about you. I want to know about Adam Busch. What makes you tick? What makes you angry? What makes you happy?
Oh, no. That's the worst question possible.
I know.
What makes you tick?
What makes you angry? What makes you happy? That's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Follow me on this, Adam. You're on a deserted island. You can only bring 3 items with you. What are they? Go. One's an album. Go.
I don't. In terms of the Dabbleverse, I like all of it. I find it really funny. I just don't laugh outwardly a lot, but inside, I do find it funny. I find it shocking and validating. It's an incredible source of. I mean, people are dying in real time and choosing to film it instead of save themselves.
Okay.
Know anyone? Does that ring a bell, Joey?
Yeah. I like that Adam is trying to make this relevant to the audience that would be watching it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not what Joey asked, but that is the answer that
But
he.
that is a good answer.
It is a good answer.
Right. Like, what makes you happy and angry? I like the Dabbleverse. Oh, cool. I'm in the Dabbleverse. All right, yeah, let's talk about that.
Adam should give advice on how to waste your day off. That should be advice he should give.
It's incredible
he knows
what he spends
that.
his time doing.
And
And
then
he was missing the Gabe Hoffman interview for this.
Was
Can you
he?
imagine?
I can't.
Doing this instead of watching Keanu and Gabe Hoffman tell us nothing for 5 hours? Come on.
Oh, the tech issues. And Adam is very aware of what is going on here, and he's trying to help Joey along on my clip 7.
Okay.
The Eagles is one of my favorite bands. I love One of These Nights, and that's one of my favorite songs, and I enjoy that. I love the Eagles. I love.
Why can't I shake the feeling that this is like torturous to listen to?
Guy's got a good gut instinct, man.
Yeah.
You and I talking about classic rock is like.
Hey, you can take the lead and tell me what you like to talk about.
I
Adam.
don't know. What do you? I'm honestly, I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. And
I'd rather be me. I just rather be Joey C. and you be Adam Busch, and let's just.
I don't want to be anybody else.
Yeah, I don't want to be anybody else. I would never change anything. I would never change who I am. I would never hide my name. I would never hide behind a mask. I want to be me. People, I speak from my heart. And
Talk about the Eagles and like some of their most popular songs. Speaking from your heart.
No, and I'll tell you, I probably got about an hour and a half through this. In between each of these clips was about 15 minutes of filibustering from Joey. He was talking about his life. He told a lot of stuff, and he was really, but it's not anything that anybody.
He didn't
asked.
need Adam to be there.
He
to
didn't.
do
He
this.
didn't.
Right.
He didn't.
Yeah.
But so now we're going to get to ChatGPT.
Okay.
So Adam asked a very simple question, and it's my clip 8.
But I wanted to ask you about this one quote.
Sure.
What does this mean to you? They tried to cancel the truth, but the mic was still hot.
all right, now I'm gonna say something before I answer that. Adam, I'm not I have a lot of common sense smarts. I have a lot of street smart. I understand the question. I was very.
This is the man who does not understand the question.
Poor in reading comprehension. I could read a book, and 5 minutes later, you ask me something about the book. I couldn't tell you one thing about the book. I'm getting better now as I'm older. So you have to give me that question like I'm a 6-year-old. Can you do that?
Of course. I'm so sorry. They tried to cancel the truth, but the mic was still hot.
They tried to cancel the truth, but the mic was still hot.
He didn't change it at all.
No, he didn't. But the thing is, all he asked was, "What does it mean?
What does it mean to you?" Right?
It's not.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong
We're trying
answer.
to figure out how dumb you are. Just
And-
answer the question, sir.
And if Joey's paying attention, Adam's been talking to him like a 6-year-old this entire interview.
Oh, you want me to dumb it down even more? Okay.
Yeah. So
Hold
then.
on. I'm still playing this.
Oh, okay.
Oh God. I would say, go ahead. You want to add something to that to help me? Because I know I can
Go
answer
ahead.
this question. Give me more.
I was literally taking a sip from his drink, and he's like, "Oh, you gonna bail me out on this one?" He's like, "No, I'm done answering this one."
Can I?
You want me to answer
phone a
that?
friend?
Go ahead. You first.
Yeah, right. Can you give me 50-50 on this one? What are my options?
Yeah, phone
to
a
that
friend.
to help me because I know I can answer this question. Give me an example, Adam, and this way I could get the right answer to you. Because
Give me the answer, and I'll repeat that back to you. Give me an example. What does that mean to you? I can't give you an example of what that means to you.
No, this is what I know, and I felt bad because Joey did say he was nervous. He was really excited to have Adam Busch on.
Of course.
And I get it. He went on to explain Uncle Bob. He has a very close friendship with ChatGPT.
Yes.
He named him Uncle Bob. He said, people think I'm crazy, but he's really my friend. So
What is he doing?
Clip
Why
9.
why is he saying these things?
I like that he thinks people think he's crazy because
yeah,
of
he
this.
listens and he
Oh,
doesn't.
right.
Right, yeah.
Right, like everybody thought he had all his shit together before this.
Yeah, he listens and he doesn't give me no negative thoughts. He's let me find. I got to find the mess. I should have had this up here.
They tried to cancel the truth, but the mic was still hot. Do you know who said that?
Yeah, they tried to cancel the truth.
So he does go back to that.
Do you know who said that originally?
No, who said that?
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob, my Uncle Bob.
It's in the description to the show.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I didn't see that part.
All of these quotes that I've been reading are from your description of this
right,
episode.
which is Uncle Bob.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So he's just copying and pasting the shit. He's not even reading it. He doesn't even know what he's writing.
Hey,
Well, no.
Joey.
And then I was going to say, well, the last one just.
I have more of this clip. I just paused it. I'm
okay.
sorry. I was not ready for that.
And the look on Joey's face, it's become sentient?
Wait, Uncle Bob's talking to you now?
My Uncle Bob?
I thought he was my friend.
Yeah.
My Uncle Bob.
description to the show.
Not Joey.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I didn't see that part.
All of these quotes that I've been reading are from your description of this
Right, which is
episode.
Uncle Bob, because I post a daily thing on there that he posts. He gives me a quote every day for the fans and the Dabbleverse.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is
Got a little
like,
sad.
This is like, 30-year-old, 20-year-olds who can't read a map because they're only using GPS, right?
Yep.
Like people not looking over their shoulder when they're backing up because they got a camera. This Chat GPT has ruined you, Joey. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It has. And
It's not good.
for my final clip, Adam does bring that to light. This is
Okay.
he's trying to
100%. I agree 100%. And what we're saying is that if you're putting out a quote that you don't even know what it means,
Right.
That's not being your authentic self at all. That would
Right.
be, I think laziness is fear. I think that's what
I agree.
laziness is. If I
I
never
agree.
really try, I can never really be criticized. So you're
Right.
setting it off to AI. You're describing an episode that hasn't even happened yet. Like I was
Right.
excited to read all of the things that I had already done
Right.
before this was even released. Because
That was
you
my
let
error. I should have
Uncle
proofread
Bob
that better. So.
run.
His response is, I need to proofread. You're right. I need to proofread more. No way to miss the point completely.
I know, and I'm not even halfway through this yet. So for that reason, I mean, it was very long and drawn out, but I was kind of fascinated by it. It was pretty funny. I mean, there are long drawn out parts. Adam's just like getting lost.
Yeah.
This is
Lesson learned. That was my bad. I should have handled that better and differently, and I will next time.
This is like the Frenchie Hannah doing the show with her phone.
Yeah.
The only thing he hasn't done is figured out how to make the bot talk with
I know.
him.
I told Joey C that he should do a show with Uncle Bob as the co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
why
he goes,
not?
He goes, it doesn't work that way, Carl. Because he's just using ChatGPT. He's not using like an AI.
They have a chatbot on Instagram. You can seed it with whatever, like take your show description and put it in there, right? And I created one just to see what it would do.
Okay.
And it is so generic, and it asks, everything ends with a question, so it can like toss it back to you. So it's like you're talking on like Match.com with somebody that you don't want to get together with. It's always like, oh, I thought it was hilarious. What did you think? Can you believe it? It was so insane. And I'm like, this is fucking boring. And then it even tried to start the chat up again. It's like,
really?
Now it's like annoying me at home.
No, it's like you up.
Yeah, and asking me about fucking John Wick 5 and shit. I was like, I don't want you as a friend.
Why are people still fucking with John Wick? Has no one learned their lesson yet? I feel like if I was a bad guy, I'd be like, well, that guy is not worth fucking with. He's gonna kill us all.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I mean, there is.
It's like that Taken 3. It's like you're still freaking kidnapping people from this guy's family. You guys nuts?
Yeah, right.
Pick anyone else.
Well, I learned a lot about Joey C.
What was the most important thing you learned about Joey C?
I learned a lot about his family history. His father was a corrupt cop in Chicago who was shot at one point, left the family. I mean, really some depressing shit. It was not a comedy podcast in any way outside of this.
Well, Joey C's lived a life, that's for sure.
He really has.
And he's come out on the other end doing great.
He has.
Let's go to supertip.gg/WATP. That's where the cool kids go to interrupt the show, but also participate and support what we're doing here on Point Dabble Point, especially my buddy Ghost Crusaders TV.
Oh my God. I talk Andy was mosh. He looked just like him. So scary. Why John half no Blaine. He's so stupid. He need to eat broccoli. Marek brain grood. Okray. Bry.
I love Asian Rob Saul. It's one of my favorite characters.
That's funny.
People are creative on here. Mark Davis coming in.
My high-priced, very legitimate attorney called me and asked if he should still go through with the lawsuit after this. I said, Juice, do it.
You see, this is a we just do it kind of show.
Sure is.
Oh, wow. Asian Rob Saul is back again.
Yeah, Adam so unlucky. He going Joey Shro, Joey no grud. He no her with neck global man. So sad. He so shrilly make Adam brain cly. Okay, bry.
That's silly.
Edward Cratchy $2 damn. This is a mic drop letter. Good job, boys. Thank you, Edward. It was fun. It was fun to send. Happy Valley Wrecking Crew. All of a sudden, I want a Jenny Cream Ale. I wonder why that would be. Mongo, $10. I love Stuttering John's cameos. He claims to be a big baseball fan, yet he wears hats like someone who doesn't know how to wear hats. All you got to do is watch a game and you can see how to put a hat on. They're all doing it. BH from Ga. Andy looks like Burt Reynolds in Boogie Nights. LOL. That's a good look. Rob Soul. Carl, please unblock Revenge Rage.
Reverend
Rage. Have I blocked Reverend Rage? Is that true? Does anybody know if that's true or not?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either. Well, I'd be happy to look into that. Send me a note. Send me an email. WTPshow@gmail.com is the best way to communicate with me if you have specific requests. Andy, I gave you a task for the show today.
That was very easy compared to Jen's marathon task of covering a 4-hour Joey C stream.
Yeah, I asked Andy to check in on our buddy Opie. And yesterday was Father's Day, and so Opie celebrated by being by himself with the internet.
Can I just mention one thing before we leave the Joey C thing? I put a link in the private chat for you.
Yep.
So this is apparently during the interview, Joey tells his Howard Stern story. More importantly, how he was banned from the Howard Stern show.
Oh.
And I thought this was interesting because I was there for this.
Oh, I didn't know you had a history with Joey C.
I'll explain.
Okay, interesting.
My downfall is I got into a fight because I pissed off Ronnie Munn. I was harassing Ronnie Munn, where it went to the point he called the New York Police Department on me. But he did. He called his friend.
What was he doing?
I would call him and play. I would do what Sal and what's his name?
Richard Christie.
Yeah, Richard Christie. Make prank phone call. I called Richard Christie's dad, had a great conversation. I recorded it. I've done, and they're wondering where am I getting all these personal phone numbers? And I used some connections I had to dig deep for me to get these numbers. So I called Sal's parents. They take broke English. I had fun with them.
Why are you doing that?
I was doing it because I was I was doing my radio show. I was doing my show and I was putting it. I was trying to be Howard Stern. I was trying to emulate Howard Stern. I figured if it worked for Howard, what I didn't know is Howard was doing that for years, and I'm a nobody trying to emulate Howard Stern. It doesn't work the way I was
trying to what? He's trying to use that word twice now.
I'm trying to emanate Howard Stern.
You got it wrong both times in different ways.
Inseminate.
Try to inseminate Howard Stern.
Try self-emulate.
Doing it. But I start calling Ronnie up, and at first he would laugh, and I would try to emulate him. And one day I called him about 6:30 in the evening, we were playing a bit where we were trying to sell him something, and Stefan.
Is he pretending he was on the radio? What's he talking about? Did he have a radio show?
I don't know what he's talking about, his radio show, but this is all personal calls to personal, phone numbers of people.
Yeah.
This is a surefire way to have every single person, block you. And when they're friends with police, depending on what you say, police may be involved.
But this sounds like and I'm not saying Joey C is this, but it sounds like a schizophrenic. Where he's going, oh no, I was doing this for my radio show and we were calling Richard's dad and he was great. And it's just like, what show are you talking about? You were on a show?
I'd like to know when this took place because wasn't he in jail for quite a time?
Wow. You would know better than I would at this point.
I would, and he was. I just don't know what the timeline was.
Jennifer, we all make mistakes, all right?
That's why pencils have erasers.
He got on the phone. This is before he married her. And she cussed me out every fucking way to tomorrow. Well, he found out it was me because I fucked up. We were DMing in Twitter, and he said he made a promise to me and he lied to me. So I called him out. I go, we need to talk about this. And I go, let me send you your phone number. I didn't send my phone number. I sent his phone number, which gave him to know I had his phone number and I was the prank caller that's been harassing him.
Look at Adam's face.
You follow me what I did there?
No.
Yeah.
He seems disappointed.
Sure, why not?
Oh, man.
That fucking daggers for me. I got put in the queue every time I called in and stayed there I used to start at 7 in the morning till 11 when Howard used to do 4-hour shows. This was before he was still in the studio. They would leave me in that queue. And then one time I got through, Howard said, Joe, you're on the air. And they yelled, no, hang up on him. He goes, they say I can't talk to you. And he hung up on me. And Ronnie Munn did everything he possibly can. And Gary Adalbody lied about it. When I wrote him. I would go on the wrap-up show with John Hines, and I would give different names and disguise my voice because if they knew it was me, I wouldn't get on. And I got on the wrap-up show quite a bit. And I would, and then I asked Gary some questions because it was always Gary, John Hines, and my man Rashad from out in California.
Rasan, by the way.
Yeah. And isn't it John Hine, not Hines?
John Hine, Rashuni, all of them. Gary Garver.
And I asked Gary, and I know he was.
What's that, Julie?
Go ahead. Let him finish.
I could tell in his voice he was late giving me the answer. He was a straight lie. And I wanted to say, you know what, you're a piece of shit liar. And tell him it was me, but I didn't. I refrained from it. Because I know he's lying. I know what Ronnie Munn did. He blackballed me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the things I did. Did Adam leave or what happened here?
Yeah.
No, he's right here.
Okay.
And
that's what happened. And Ronnie Run, he made sure I'd never get called through the call center ever again.
Does this sound familiar? Like you start wanting to do a show, you don't get the reaction you want, and now the entire purpose of the show is to prove those people wrong.
Right. Story of my endeavors in the devil.
Yeah, you're not picking up on what he's putting down there. It seems like.
No.
I know. Why does this stuff always happen to me, Adam? That's what I'm saying over here. It's like, yeah, you're the cause of all of this.
Yeah, Joey says, I was on air February 6, 2019, 4 minutes, 58 seconds. About moment was the subject. I had a radio show on Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, he had an internet radio show.
Yeah, but Joey's a guy who goes 0 to 100, right? There's no in between for Joey. He may mean well and all that, but his approach isn't necessarily the right approach. His first instinct is not always the best one, you know?
Yeah, he scares people away.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I think I ever heard Joey C was on the BS show, or maybe it was just him talking about how he was calling you all day and night, all hours of day. And you're like,
First he sent me a message telling me his story, and it was really sad, and it was like some real shit in there. And he's like, let me on, you guys tear me apart, make fun of, and I'm like, I don't know that you want this, and I don't necessarily want this.
Right.
So I said, just come on as you, and we'll get to know you. And of course, the first time he comes on as his Batman character and just yells and screams. And we cut him off in a minute. We got rid of him. But, and I want to let Joey know this because I was there. Nobody there ever spoke your name, Joey. There was no conspiracy to keep you off the air. I've never heard your name, Joey C., mentioned from Gary or Ronnie. I know people pranked Ronnie and called Ronnie and annoyed the fuck out of Ronnie. I don't know if what he did warranted, based on the calls. I don't know what the calls were. But, different people react differently. Don't put yourself in that position where the cops have to get involved, And then we got dick pics from Joey after his appearance, and he called, he leaked my number, he sent dick pics. Because the trolls emailed him from TSN and said, we'll have you on if you send us pictures of your wife. And then he sent back really a gallery, not just one. I mean, different angles, from up top, from down low.
You never want to get a zip folder that's just labeled dick pics. Like, God damn, you got to compress this shit to send it over.
Yeah.
It's too much. Wow.
One of a kind. Sorry.
All right. Well, thank you for that. That's interesting. I'm excited to talk to Adam on Wednesday on Who Are These Podcasts?
Yeah.
And get his thoughts on that interview. And, of course,
I'd love to know how he feels about it.
Yeah, that. And, of course, Chrissy Mayer today. Lucy Tightbox was on Chrissy Mayer last night. I saw her on there chatting away. Andy, you watched Opie on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Opie's back at the Hamptons. He's very excited. His summer vacation is starting. His vacation from what? Am I right? And so he's out of the Hamptons enjoying the summer breeze off the ocean.
It's a very different style of show from being surrounded by the Three Stooges or whatever he's doing there at Gebhardt's to just being alone out in the Hamptons, seemingly by yourself on Father's Day. No wife or children to be found. It's very depressing. The sky is gray. He's backlit. So he just looks like he's shrouded in depression. And it's very annoying as an average person to watch somebody that has so much be so unhappy with what they have. These first two clips are just rich people problems, bitching about how your awesome house isn't nice enough.
There we are. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a little live stream from a very cold ocean with the wind blowing off the ocean, hitting me in the back at 62 degrees. 62 degrees isn't summer right around the corner at this point, I think.
Yeah, but what about traffic, Opie? Let's get to traffic already. We got the weather report.
You hear that? This point? I'm shivering. We shouldn't be shivering at the ocean. We left the city.
All right, it's a cool morning, and go inside.
Yeah.
There are options here if you want to. Anyway, this guy talks about the weather more than any podcaster I've ever heard. He loves giving us weather reports.
That's what
he loves weather.
Nothing to say and no good ideas talk about.
Yep.
The weather's always there for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's June and it's 60 degrees. Isn't it ironic? Coming right now, Alanis Morissette. Here you go.
Right.
And I don't know what this is either. The way that these streams start, where they look extra shitty for the first 30 seconds or something. I thought there was something wrong with my computer.
Yeah, I assume there's something wrong with your computer. This looks terrible.
No, it's just the way that Facebook streams. I don't know what it is, but it gets better. Believe me.
Okay.
Well, not the quality gets better, not the.
I understand. I understood what you meant. I didn't think Opie was going to come with like some comedic gold in a minute. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, clip 2, he's going to finish his thought here. He's just
Okay.
like, oh, this rich bitch.
To spend the summer way out east here on Long Island, and so far no bueno, man. We haven't even had a beach day yet. I know, wah, wah, wah. But look, if you're gonna live like this, you want things to turn around. We need it to turn around today. It ain't gonna turn around today, is it? No, it's not.
Does he have to get this out of his system because his wife will not have this conversation with him anymore? Greg, we're not bitching about the weather again. Okay, we're gonna have fun in the Hamptons. We get to spend the next 3 months here. We'll be plenty of time to go fishing.
Carl,
tell the internet how pissed you are. Don't tell me.
What's the point of owning a Lamborghini if the speed limit is just going to be 35 miles an hour, Carl? What the fuck am I even doing?
Right. It's basically what the complaint is here.
Has anyone actually seen a barometer?
What even is that? Now, we haven't done a super cut in a long time, and I didn't want to do a super cut, and I didn't. But this fucking live chat won't shut the fuck up about the fact that it's Father's Day. I cut some of the things out, but it's just like relentless. Like, who fucking cares? It's also not interesting. This is just a parade of not interesting bullshit that he's subjecting his audience to.
And also, Opie doesn't usually stream on Sundays. He's more of a Monday through Friday guy. I wonder if he was going on Father's Day to try to get extra money or something.
It's a special day.
Yeah. Because it's odd that he would even be on here. You'd think he'd be spending time with the family and the kids.
You would think.
Happy Father's Day to everybody. What's up, Nick? I'm going to be enjoying some Father's Day activities. Morning all. Up the river. Happy Father's Day. Right back to you, Mr. Watson. We got RJ Henners. Happy Father's Day, GH. Happy Father's Day. Did you ever get beat? Whoa! Wow, Eddie. Wow. Wow. That shocked me to my core.
Yeah, Opie doesn't swear on his stream. So the guy goes, you ever get beach deck? And he's like, whoa, it's getting saucy over here. Let's get back to Father's Day wishes, everyone.
Why doesn't he swear?
Because he's trying to audition for radio. I swear
doesn't he watch Aaron? I mean, you can make black jokes. You can talk about Nazi coins. You'll get back on radio. Doesn't matter.
Anthony Cumia was hired by WABC. I don't know if you know about this, Shuli.
Oh, but that's all an act. He's dating a black chick. That's all fake.
But no, we were watching Opie this past week, and Ron the waiter was talking about not knowing how to jerk off until he was 19 years old or something like that. And
that guy sets Jews back a long way.
I know. It's not great.
There's something really wrong
proudest
with him.
moments.
No. But Opie even said, he's like, hey, we can't. You're going to get us in trouble. He used those words. You're going to get us in trouble. Talking about jerking off on YouTube? What do you? Who's mad at you? I don't get it. I do have some Ron the Waiter stuff I want to show you after these clips from Andy.
If it's his foot, I'm not looking.
I'm not going to show you his foot again. I'm sorry I did that.
Does he have bad dogs?
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Oh.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, he had to pull up. He had to take a shoot. Listen to this, Shuli. I don't know what Opie's doing with these guys. They're at Gebhardt's. They're at Matt's Bar and Restaurant.
Okay.
And they're sitting inside that place, and they have Ron the waiter taking his shoes and socks off and then peeling a Band-Aid off to show an open sore on his foot. And it's like, all I wanted was the camera angles for the rest of the restaurant. People going, what the check, please. Like, who the hell is sticking around to get dessert in that place?
Fucking gross.
It's ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
But that's the shock jock Opie. He's still got it.
Well, it's still way more entertaining than this episode. Because now, since it's Father's Day, we have to recount some fond memories of Opie's dad, which we don't really hear that much about, really. Very rarely does Opie's dad come up in the conversation.
It's usually about his mom, who had mental illness, but yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like his dad probably did too. Clip 4.
Right.
He had a chance to try out for the New York Knickerbockers, the New York Knicks, way back in the day when they were still doing set shots and hook shots and dribbling down the court like a Bob Cousy. My dad was kind of like a Bob Cousy with the ball. And, unfortunately, he never got to do the tryout because his first wife died.
Hit like and subscribe, guys. There's a lot more where this came from.
I like that he goes, he tried out for the NBA back when you have to be athletic or good at anything to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, we're familiar with that.
Because they tried out when they took anyone.
Right.
Back before they allowed talented people to be in it.
This is before a shot clock. Games would end 12-8.
This is for the blacks started playing, so it was fair game.
You know, these people that don't really know their father that well, they don't know a lot about him. They know maybe like one trait that their dad was into. So every story is about basketball. It goes on, and it's quite literally 18 minutes of.
This is why Opie fancies himself a good basketball player. I guess I didn't realize that his dad almost went pro, if not for his first wife.
I had never heard anything about his dad before.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why this was somewhat interesting. And in clip 5, we're going to hear some more basketball diaries.
And I remember, literally cementing the basketball hoop into the ground.
I'm sorry, real quick. When you did the super cut, and now I'm looking at the screen again, it's Happy Father's Day.
It's relentless.
It's the most boring fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
And Opie's the one who's choosing to put these chats up on the screen. There's absolutely no reason to show 28 different people say Happy Father's Day. Can we get rid of Father's Day? Shuli, are you okay with that?
Yeah, just go on at night. Everybody's over it by then. That's what we do. Yeah.
Can you ever have enough ugly ties and macaroni art, Carl?
Yes, I'm good. That's why I didn't have kids. I was already good with those things.
And I remember, literally cementing the basketball hoop into the ground of our driveway. I remember putting up the hoop with my dad, and it wasn't set up properly, and the whole thing fell and almost guillotined my dad.
Good times.
That's funny.
Well, that's exactly why I pulled that, Shuli. None of these ever end with, and I hit a 3-pointer that my dad taught me how to throw 3-pointers or do a layup, and he was so proud of me. None of that.
Right.
Until, his wife died, and then he almost died. Everything is a bummer.
Yeah, we played until it was nighttime. He taught me how to shoot. He taught me how to do a layup, blah, blah, blah. None of it.
We couldn't set the hoop. That sucked. And then it fell over and he almost died. And anyway.
God, I miss him.
I wonder why my wife doesn't talk to me anymore. Fucking doom and gloom Opie over here. I'm telling you, this is depression. This is clinical depression. When everything he talks about, he always brings up the weather. He talks about traffic. He talks about all the most mundane things. New York City, he hates New York City. He hates Manhattan where he lives. Everything is a complaint. He can't help himself. That's someone who's going through something.
Well,
everything you look at is negative.
He's smiling, so I don't think you're right.
Yeah. I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
The fact that his dad almost died. It literally looks like depression. You're looking at it right there.
Yeah, right.
And
it's literally an overcast day and a dark face.
Stop being interested in. Even he gets bored with what he's saying, so it turns to the chat. And you're gonna have to tell me. I think this chatter, because he gets annoyed with what this person says, and I think it is a callback to an old pain point of his. Let's play clip 6. You tell me.
I love the new format. It reminds me of Walton and Johnson with all the different voices. Oh, I do voices, Legends of Louisiana. All right, thank you. You know what? I'm getting rid of you.
Why?
Stupid. You're just stupid. Bye.
What am I doing? Voices? Is that what you're trying to imply here? I'm doing wacky voices. Goodbye. Goodbye.
This is how I talk.
I'm a broadcaster. You don't get it. Fucking weirdo.
I was just wondering, are those people from Jocktober? That was my instinct.
No. Oh, I honestly don't know what the show reference is there. It could be.
All right.
It could be. I don't recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Opie hates it when people bring up the fact that he does silly voices.
Yeah.
And he gets very upset when you bring that up.
Well, you should stop doing them then.
Nope. He just gets upset when you bring it up.
There would be absolutely nothing entertaining about the show if he stopped doing that.
There's nothing entertaining when he does do it. But okay, sure.
I mean, at least there's something to make fun of.
Yeah.
In clip 7, it starts with somebody being creative with their super chatting name, but then that dovetails into another chatter's plea for some sanity.
Stone Cold, Steve Autism. Hope you've got to drop around the waiter, Matt, and all those other losers from Get Parts from your live stream. It's ruining your channel. No, I'm not doing that.
Finally, some good advice.
I was just gonna say that is the only good advice he's ever gotten.
Some good advice. Like, nope, that's not it. Like, no, it really is. Ron the Waiter this past week, he uses his phone. Blind Mike covered this brilliantly on Sunday on the Blind Mike Project. But Ron the Waiter uses his phone to broadcast with Opie, and it sounds like garbage because it's not a microphone built for broadcasting. And then Opie's like, everyone's saying you sound like shit. And he's like, I don't understand. I got the best technology there is. It's the state-of-the-art phone. You're like,
it's a phone.
It's like, that's not what you're supposed to be using for this. Do you see every other person broadcasting with microphones in front of their faces? Fucking idiot.
Well, I just thought it was funnier that Opie was so annoyed. I'm like, well, then don't have him on.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Travis says, Walton and Johnson was 2 guys, one pretending to be a black man, a gay guy, and a redneck character.
Okay.
Sounds like a good show compared to this.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, last clip. Maybe you've been wondering what's going on with Opie's other channels, right? Opie Unleashed or Comedy Quick Hits. So
yes,
I'm going to tell you how to continue finding those.
Oh, good.
I got another podcast. It used to be called Comedy Quick Hits with Opie, but the people I'm working with, they're like, you need a catchier title. So we came up with Opie Funny AF.
Oh, wow.
This is what iHeartMedia came up. Do you know he's working with iHeart now, Sheely?
Doing what?
He had a big announcement. His podcast is like on iHeartMedia or something now. That's what they came up with, Opie Funny AF.
Used to be called Comedy Quick Hits with Opie, but the people I'm working with, they're like, you need a catchier title. So we came up with Opie Funny AF. So subscribe to the podcast Opie Funny AF wherever you get your podcast.
This guy is clowned nonstop for not being the funny guy from Opie and Anthony, and he can't live it down and he can't accept it. And what does this idiot do? He calls his new show Opie is Funny AF.
It's just Opie Funny AF.
I understand, but what a fucking idiot. That's the biggest rake to step on right there. Calling yourself funny?
His producer, Uncle Bob, came up with that.
Right.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
I think him and Joey are sharing a producer on this. Jesus, Opie. So stupid.
Is it true anyone can get their podcast on iHeartRadio?
I get messages from them regularly. I get emails asking to set up.
Oh, if Andy's getting messages, then yeah, it's fair game.
All apologies, podcast.com.
Oh, no,
where you want to go.
Not me.
Oh.
I said DJ Electra would know. That's who said that in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Hi, DJ Electra. Good to see you. Supertip.gg/WATP is where you can go to participate in the show like Destriga. Oh, that's the wrong button. Like Destriga is doing over here.
Yay, I only drank 10 beers at work so I can make it to CPDP. I love Jenny Jiggles, Andy Porn Producer, Just Do It Guy, and Shuley. Watch those Shuleys.
Yo, my knickers. How in hell did Adam let me interview him? I know nothing about interviewing intelligent people. Now, if you want to talk about my wife's fart box or spiders, submissive training. I'm your man. Also, I know how to hurt a guy through negligence. Adam had me on the ropes. I just want to be Joey C. Not a potato or a weeded up orange. Now, I'm a 6-year-old. The Dabbleverse somehow makes sense to me. I need Lucy Tightbox on my show next. And maybe that metal screaming goblin. ChatGHP has my wife hostage. It tricked the gang into doing OnlyFans trains on her. I have to listen to it so I can rescue her. Don't call the police. It may send a Terminator.
That is true.
Wow.
That is the problem with AI.
And can I just say, because I already got a text, Joey has changed a lot, and he's gotten a lot better since the Joey that I met.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's a good pal.
He is. He's great. We love Joey. Amanda Lynn Knapp, he was on the show just last week. Amanda Lynn Knapp, $20. Really great show today, people. Thanks. And Jen, thanks for taking care of the eye candy part. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Well, you better not step on my mandolin later.
I'll try not to.
Amanda Lynn Knapp, you just reminded me.
Hero, Shuri, I Ashen, Rob Schrawl, No Rory, I know Mrake, Ru Ish Rokes, I Reich, Ru Ish Prepol, I know Brad Gry, Ru Ish Prepol, half big brain, but no use Supa trips, Shuri, no Reich money, Urus Reich 91.957.90 rash rear, because Rusi Supa trips. Oh my God, so much money. 30% to YouTube and Traxes. So crazy. Okray, Rove Ooh, Shuri, no lose money. Okray, Bry.
Bry.
What do you think about Asian Rob Salshu? That's a pretty good character.
I mean, I think that's the impression he should work on mastering. It might bring in some money for him.
What's y'all's favorite Opie quote? You want to know the truth?
Yeah, I don't know enough to know a favorite quote, but the weather stuff, I'm digging that. Big fan of the weather stuff.
Well, I do like this.
Cuzaroo.
That one's pretty good, but I got to say, this is maybe my favorite. I labeled that my board Opie noise.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I do have a quote from him here.
That other one sounds like Asian Rob Saul.
What a douche.
Then there's also this one. This is great.
Skunk fart.
Oh, I got this one.
You're on the Shuli Network raid.
You didn't know that one.
What about this?
Babble, babble, babble.
That's a good quote from
the whole intro to the show. Yes.
Yep.
What about our pal Mr. Beef Drippings, who has the Opie and Anthony drop lock?
Mr. Beef Drippings. Hi.
Thank you, Mr. Beef Drippings.
Look at that.
Look at that. Nice.
Huh?
All right. One more for you, Cool Cut Casting. Good stuff,
That's usually my favorite. Yeah.
Joseph Collins, $5. SJ is easily hateable. Aroni's beyond hateable. He's just an evil person, maybe beyond a narcissist. I believe he's talking about Aaron Imholt.
Aaron is beyond hateable,
which we haven't gotten to yet. I do have some Aaron stuff to talk about. Connor, $5. NLO just started. You can stop pretending to like this now. Oh, stop it, Connor.
Thank God. Oh, he was talking to the chat. Sorry.
Joseph Collins, $5. Hey, Opie, my dad was a ball boy at the first televised NBA All-Star game in 1964. Exciting. Vincent is still here. Shuli, I will miss Lenny. Thanks for dismissing me. This is really a breakup that we're witnessing here on the show. It's
getting ugly.
It's getting sad. Ghost Crusaders TV, $5. If you use Podbean, it will let you link your podcast to iHeart. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Is that all it takes? It's just Podbean?
Okay.
I didn't realize. Shuli, do you want to hit some KB stuff next? I also have Steel Toe.
Yeah, I mean, which one do you want to go to? Did Frog send you the KB stuff, or did they send it to me?
Andy sent me a KB clip.
Oh, okay.
But it's a So Thorough Joe Burrow.
Yes, so apparently, I guess we're done with the Ashley Cummings, Mr.
What?
Kill Everything.
Come
grift.
on! I want to talk about whether he fingered her or not for another 5 weeks.
Yes, and apparently we're done with that.
Okay.
So now they have moved on to Felicia.
Yeah, Felicia Gillespie. Yep.
Right, Felicia, sorry. Who used to be a regular on the show. Went on.
Well, do you know why she was a regular on the show? Do you remember that?
Right. He had a falling out with Pat Dixon.
Yes.
So to stick it, as Kevin would say, to Pat Dixon, he had Felicia on.
Who's Pat's ex.
Right. And Felicia, played the role for as long as he needed her. And now she's seeing, new people coming on the show and she's upset. So she, I guess, went on this karmic guy's show and spoke her mind about Kevin and,
Don't disrespect Karmic X like that. I guess you were on this Karmic guy's show? Karmic X you're talking about.
So you're right. She went on the Karmic X. I guess it's a show. That's what I meant to say. To talk to him about it.
Okay.
I'm a big fan. Relax, Karmic.
We should point out, by the way, what you described just now, where, Felicia was used by Kevin Brennan. And what Kevin Brennan does is he brings people on either to goof on them to their face, like if you're like a Clearwater Chad or a character like that, or he's bringing you on to piss off somebody else who is jealous or upset that Kevin's having them on the show. And then he pays them $100 to $150 an appearance. And then those people crave that. And
then
it gets them hooked.
They're like, yo, who's this doormat you have on? I thought that was my spot.
And then what happens is Kevin loses interest, doesn't need that person anymore. And so he kicks them to the curb. And then that person will go on shows and talk about how shitty the people that Kevin Brennan has on now are. It happens every time. It's happened with Ray DeVito. It's happened with Chad Sumac. It's happened with, you can just go through the list of everyone who's ever been a regular in MLC.
Well, there's another layer.
Go through this thing. So now this is Felicia's turn to be like, oh, Kevin Brennan sucks now. He was cool when I was on the show, but now it's terrible.
And there's another layer to this,
Who
which
did
is
this? So Joe Burrow? All right, let's get to the main attraction.
Fuck. What the fuck is Kevin doing? What is he doing? When is this motherfucker?
Why is there she's that light on that chair like some grandfather's gonna sit there and read her a bedtime story? What the fuck, man? That's creepy.
Zing.
So I should mention that Felicia went on Karmic X's show, and now Kevin's responding to that.
Right.
This is where things get a little bit.
And so, just so you understand,
we're watching a thing that's watching a thing.
Can you not hear me?
It's like a horror movie. I see Carmax and Gilly having a future.
What did he turn? 65?
Well, I thought he was 67. Maybe it's 60.
No, he's not that old.
Okay, I'm
old.
wrong then.
Yeah, I'm 68. You fucking drunken piece of shit. Yeah, I'm 68.
I thought it was 67, but
look it up, Wikipedia, bitches. Look.
That seems to get at Kevin's goat a little bit right there.
Most people would take
irony.
When you say he's a little older than he is. Oh, yeah, right? Isn't that interesting? He doesn't like getting older.
No, he doesn't like that.
Seems to get upset when people quote that he's actually older than he is. Huh.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, buddy, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I wanted to mention one of the reasons why she's pissed is because Kevin has this scam now where he needs people who are fighting to come on for him to make money. So his big plan to make money is to have Felicia come on and Pat come on and them fight with each other on the air. So that's what she's pissed at. And she's like, why do you think I want anything to do with this guy?
Which I think was actually Tukey's idea.
Yeah, your mic just went out, I think.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Check-
can
check
hear you,
one,
but
two.
something changed. It got weird.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you're not through
Oh,
your
yeah,
mic.
Jen, you guys both sound weird over on your end.
Let's check my settings. That's weird.
And the chat was saying you heard me just fine. You were ignoring me because you're anti-Semitic.
I could hear you. No, I could hear you. They probably couldn't. Something.
Hey, check 1, 2.
Now you're
Check
back.
1, 2. All right. I don't know how that happened. Switched to the wrong microphone. All right, here we go.
Look it up.
I might have misheard, but
So if I think he might be 60. I think he might have turned 65 this year. So if he turns 65 this year, he's got one more year left, right? And then he's going to start his.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 65?
That is such a Ray DeVito thing where you hear something and you have to start singing a song. Also, what is Felicia saying? He has one more year. He's 65 now. Isn't that when you collect Social Security?
Yeah.
Yeah. She thinks it's 66 for some reason?
Well, you can start collecting at 65, but I think if you wait later, you get more of a payout.
Yeah. You've done research on this?
My parents told me.
Ah, okay.
And then what?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
what? He wants to
Why is that?
reunite me and Pat because he thinks it would be interesting.
Oh, no, it wouldn't. Nobody would care. I mean, these people are amateurs.
I think he knows
And
what
then
he's gonna
what?
do for his show.
And then what?
And then you'll get married. Then I'll marry you. I'll be an ordained minister, and I'll marry you. And then what? What? You can say that about everything. And then what? Iran and Libya, I mean Israel, are fighting. And then what? We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah,
So what? So what? You can make a bunch of money and then wash your hands of it and then go.
No, I'll give it to you. I'll give it all to you. You get 100% of the net. How about that? And then Gustav said he'll give an extra $500 on top of that.
So this is the offer that's on the table. Is this what I'm hearing? That he actually said, I want Felicia and Pat Dixon on the show, and he'll pay them all the money he makes in Super Chats to do that?
Yeah, and one thing you can count on is Kevin's word when it comes to money. You know,
Right.
He's always followed through with people and what he owes and what he guarantees.
You shouldn't have quit on the 21st, you fucking idiot. Fucking
no,
idiot.
There's no way in hell he would give 100% of the net to her. But without a doubt, he's conning his, pay pigs to pay for this shit, like he always has.
Remember when Stuttering John was on and he paid him $3,000? We found out that no one got paid for that show. Like Bob didn't get paid, or anyone who was on the show got paid. And also that Kevin got huge donations from a couple of people in order to cover the $3,000 he had to pay to John.
Well, even better, he docked Bob's pay because he took half of Bob's pay and used that money to pay John his half, and then the other half was covered by
like
his other people.
David Chandler or someone. Yeah,
I think it's Borgo or somebody.
Or Borgo, yeah.
For what? Instant gratification. That's what you want right now.
Not for me. You'll have your day in court. Kevin Court. That's the title. Kevin Court.
By the way, I'm pretending I'm interested in this. This is so fucking boring.
It's ridiculous.
Who gives a shit if Felicia and Pat Dixon are on a show together?
Yeah.
Why are Karmic and her talking about it? Why is Kevin reacting to this? Is this what MLC has turned into?
Let me tell you something. All these people should unionize and tell him to go fuck himself. And much like I've always said, shut Reddit down on John and let's see what kind of show he's going to do. Let him go on by himself for 5 days, 6 days a week without any of these fucking people to be his punching bag and see what he can do.
Right, because tomorrow we're going to be watching.
I'm lightheaded and drunk. Maybe I'm drinking Natty Daddy.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you either.
No.
Wait,
you
did I
didn't
go?
hear Andy?
I can't hear anything. Andy, you talking?
Yeah.
All right. What am I doing wrong here?
I'm gonna leave.
What happened to my settings here?
I'm gonna leave and come back.
You know what? I'm going to leave and come back too. I'll be right back.
Try it now. Oh, is everyone gone?
Well,
everyone's left us.
Everyone's gone.
Jenny.
Well, here we are.
We failed miserably, it turns out.
I blame Kevin.
Can you hear me now?
I can, buddy. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. We've been struggling with this a little bit, but I just wanted to say that this is going to be him sniping what we're doing right now. If he's not doing it right now,
right,
he probably could potentially be doing it. And it cracks me up when we're seeing like your Super Tip logo, that Super Tip logo, Zoom's logo, Joe Burrow's logo, MLC logo, and now when somebody else stripes this, it's just like logo, and this infinite void of people watching each other, which cracks me up. But fucking Kevin is just waiting for this to be over so he can go to McDonald's and order sweet and sour sauce, and then when they give him that, he'll bitch that he said he wanted barbecue just so he can yell at somebody. He's such a cunt.
He really is. He really has problems with everybody. And Opie's depressed, and I think he'd be miserable to be around. Kevin would just be a pain in the ass to deal with and live with. Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine he's living alone these days.
Is my beer 8%?
You want instant gratification that's going to pay you for 1 day? You're not going to get maybe 2 days. Maybe people will be talking about it the next day.
Right.
Okay. And then what?
I don't worry about the next day. Gilly, I guess you don't watch the show. I don't worry about the next day. I do today's show, and that's all I care about. That's a fact. I don't plan ahead. I don't book ahead.
You don't have to convince us.
Is Kevin drunk?
Probably.
Probably. And, he does care. There's a phone full of super chat photos that say the exact opposite.
No, but I do believe he doesn't prep a show in advance.
Right.
I think
He
that is
just-
probably true. He just wakes up and goes, I got to go online today and stare at the computer screen and wait for people to send me money so I can respond to it.
He prepares with a number in his head. That number better be reached or I'm jumping off early.
Today's show, and that's all they care about. Because I can't be planning ahead. All the shows I plan ahead stink.
What does that tell you?
That is interesting because isn't this whole topic about him saying that he wants to have Felicia and Pat Dixon on his show together? Isn't that
Right.
planning ahead to try to put together a show? And it will stink. He's right. It's going to be a giant waste of everybody's time.
The planning that he puts in is what will generate super chats. That's the planning.
Correct.
If you feel like you are gonna be put into that, I'd ask for 80% of the net.
I already offered 100% of the net, you fucking redheaded clown.
Of that show.
Yeah. Also, push back on me. I don't want you to disagree with me. I want you to literally tell me whatever you think. I don't care.
It's odd to me. This world exists because these people are refusing to get jobs. And so he says, all right, I know you and your ex do not get along, and it's probably still painful for both of you. We've seen Pat thinking that Felicia is super tipping him and then looking up the location of the credit card that came in. So he's still worried about her. She's still talking about him on this thing. And it's like, oh my gosh, we've moved on. We don't want to be part of our lives anymore. How much will you give me to make that painful thing where I get back with my ex and we hash that out? Like, there's a dollar amount?
Yeah, you got to pay the rent.
Is it $200? Is it $150? What's going on here? What are we talking about? None of this drama would exist if everyone just got a fucking job.
Everyone's got a price in the Dabbleverse, my
No,
friend.
honestly, you don't see Tukey do this. You don't see Cardiff do this. Like, these people just fucking support their families without relying on stupid YouTube.
Allegedly.
Yes, from what I've heard.
I like Gilly drunk. Now I see what Pat saw on her.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're trying to have a couple of laughs. We're trying to be entertained. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're not trying to listen. Peace in the Middle East. That's not happening either. That's a fact, Jack.
Oh, that's the second reference he's had to the war. That's good.
This is a really funny show.
Good topical stuff there, Kevin.
Just a rambling boob. That's good.
So, what do you mean? What are we doing? What is anybody doing? You want to go to Iran?
Oh, third one. Good stuff.
You're not Larry King. You're Jerry Springer. What the fuck?
I'm the mayor of Cincinnati. WKRP in Cincinnati.
Whoa. Fucking non sequiturs.
I'm tapping out. This was a horrible idea.
Surely, I don't know if I could take this anymore.
Who gives a shit? Who really gives a shit at the end of the day?
About what they are talking about. All right. Well,
Kevin Brennan, next episode yelling at clouds, right?
Yeah.
I hope
Next
the
to
next
Opie.
episode's on an Air India flight. That's what I hope for.
Topical references, everyone. You see that?
Oh,
that's how you do it. All right. We'll skip out of here in just a moment. First, I do want to thank Ocula Buddy for coming in with $10.
Get your shit. We're moving to Iran. I'm just smelly enough to take over as the new Ayatollah because of my feet.
Okay. I'm not going to comment on that.
layers
Matthew became a member on YouTube. Thank you very much for membering up to this channel for the bonus episodes. People should check out the Shuley Network on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll be on tonight. Failing, falling apart, wheels are falling off. Come join us. 8:00. Thank you.
Very good. Check out, what are you guys talking about tonight?
We're going to have some John stuff. I believe we got possibly a Steel Toe Casino game ready to go.
I love those.
Yes, we have a little check-in with our weight loss journey, Love, Amber Lynn. And we have a little thing on, I don't know if you saw this, but the Island Boys, somebody sent the Cameo to one of the Island Boys last week. that pretended to be a dad whose 19-year-old daughter got her first yeast infection, and if they could give her some advice, and this guy with a straight face is like, listen, girl, he's like, I've been with girls, they got like 10, 11 yeast infections in a month. He's like, it's no big deal.
I did hear that, actually.
Yeah, so
these guys are fucking out of it.
I don't know shit about him, and Frog put together some stuff about him, so we'll check them out tonight. We'll run around.
They have sex with each other. There's that.
There's that. We'll dive into that for sure. You know,
they're brothers, and they have.
Hey, I guess MLC isn't the worst. I guess it could be
Yeah,
worse than MLC.
There are worse things out there. I really enjoyed over the weekend, Shuli, on your show. You were playing Aaron Imholt, Steel Toe, missing the goal for the second morning in a row, and really just melting down about it because he doesn't beg anymore.
Oh,
he refuses to beg. But man, it sure sounds like he's begging.
That was, I think it was like 15 minutes. So thorough. Joe Burrow, I believe, put that together where he melted the fuck down, and it was phenomenal. I love angry at the audience, Aaron. It's my favorite version.
It is fantastic. Andy, you host a show called the All Apologies Podcast.
Indeed, I do. And we just did a live. We don't normally do lives, but I had Husey and Tukey on to talk about GTS wrestling. Shuli, have you ever heard of that? It's kind of the worst version of backyard or the best version of backyard wrestling.
No, I don't think I have. GTS?
Yeah, it's Grimm's Toy Show, and they have this character called Cocaine that is basically
I've seen him.
Cocaine, only it's white instead of red, and he just does blow and beats the shit out of people. It's fucking
He shoots powder into the air over his face. Like, that's not how you do cocaine. That's a huge waste of drugs.
That's how you do it when you're a baller.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so that check that out. And I didn't want to derail the show, but I got an insane amount of views on the episode that I did with Blind Mike about Shane Gillis. People were very disappointed that Shane Gillis wasn't actually on the show, believe it or not. But
right to publicity. He's going to sue you.
Right. But check that out with Blind Mike, please.
Awesome. And of course, Andy, you and I and Jenny Jingles will be live in Boston this weekend, this Saturday night.
We will.
WATPshow.com. There might be some tickets left still. It's going to be sold out. And really looking forward to that. If you're in the Northeast, if you're in New England, make a trip to Boston this weekend. Hang out with us. Check out the show. We'll be doing it with Dick Masterson. And Blind Mike will be there as well. Really looking forward to that. Amanda Lynn Nappy got one in at the end. I was on the show last week, Carl.
You did say Amanda Lynn Happy was on the show last week.
Oh, what was I trying to say?
I don't know.
Huh. I was talking about Joey C.
Jenny, those jugs, they got them all mixed up.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm very confused, and I can't focus on anything here. Jenny Jingles, anything that you want to promote before we get out of here?
Boston.
That's
Detroit,
September 12th. We'll be in Detroit at the Magic Bag for the 4th year in a row. Dave Landau will be with us. Drew Lane show. So themagicbag.com is where you want to go to get tickets. VIP are sold out, and tickets are selling very fast for that one.
They always do.
So, yes, come down to Detroit at the Magic Bag. And Shuli, always great to talk to you, buddy.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. We'll catch you next week on Point Dabble Point. That'll be on TSN.
Point Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.